Hello, hello, hello. I gotta tell you the funniest thing that just happened. But first, let me bring up my feed so we can say hi to everybody. How was everybody's weekend? Everybody have a good Halloween? My name is Darlene. I'm with Featherweight Doctor here in the Northwest, the Inland Northwest, I heard it was called, which means I'm in Sandpoint, Idaho. We just opened a store here about a month ago. Just finished our first full month business. It was kind of awesome. Anyway, this is my show in which I answer viewer questions, and I do this every Monday. And Wednesday, I usually interview a fellow featherweight enthusiast, whether she do it for a living or just is an avid collector. And then Friday is my sip and sew. So this should be more of a informative discussion. I'm going to say hi to some friends first, and then we're going to get rolling. Today's topic is traveling with your sewing machine, traveling with your sewing stuff in general. And I have lots of good tips and tricks because I travel quite a bit. So with the business. So let me say hi to some friends, and then we're going to get going. So let's see here. I have Facebook up, but let me get YouTube. I was just over on Instagram, and Missy, a friend of mine in Redmond, Washington, real close to where I used to live, told me she had 67 trick-or-treaters. Holy moly. That's a lot. Hi, Glory, and thanks for joining us over on YouTube. And Polly's here. Hello, hello. What did she say? Hi, everyone. A whole hour early, 11 p.m. Oh. Whoop, whoop. You get to bed a whole hour earlier. Polly. All right, I have to tell you guys the funniest thing that just happened. So my poor husband has to put up with I'm going to use his word, whining about things not being set up the way that I want them. Okay, first of all, anyway, so I've been kind of messing around getting through the shows, but I really wanted my lights set up the way that I wanted them, my camera set up the way that I wanted them. And Andy had heard enough today, so he got everything, he got everything set up. And we've been discussing all day about the windows behind me because it's a bright sunny day today, which is just glorious, I might add. But it really washes my whole background out, and we've been talking about window tinting and all the stuff. And he said today on the way in, he goes, babe, it's not going to be a problem. 4 o'clock, the sun is going to be low enough. I don't think we have to worry about this to the spring. He goes, it's going to be fine. It's totally fine. It is annoying how right he is all the time. So I told him, I said, it's annoying how I married Mr. Right, didn't realize your first name was Always. And he's like, he looked at me and he goes, wouldn't you rather have a husband that's always right as opposed to one that's always wrong? Come on, that is hilarious and very true. All right, Patty's on from Wisconsin. Hello, hello. Sandy Martin's on. Hi, Sandy. And Sandra Garcia's on. Hello. Over on YouTube. All right, let me say hi to my Facebook friends, and then we'll get going. I have lots of good stuff for you tonight. Linda Wood's on from Texas. Mary's on from Abilene, Kansas. Hi, hi. So that means Franny's probably not too far behind you. Kathy's on from East Texas. Lisa's on from Phoenix. Odie's on. I know, look how muddy Sand Creek is. It's why they call it Sand Creek, I bet. Joe and Mel are there. Tracy's on from Virginia. Hi, Tracy. Debbie's on from Kentucky. Linda Larson's on from Oregon. Thanks for joining us. Yep, Franny's here. Sandy's here. Peggy's on from Iowa. Patricia Hall's on from Maine. Deanna's on from Napa Vine. Kathy's on from SoCal. Oh, good to know, Mary. She says, I'm not at home right now, so I can't control Fran. Good to know. Franny, just going to have to behave yourself anyway. George is on. Hi, George from Maryland. I'm glad you popped on. Odie's on. Okay, I got you on the earrings, Odie. When the screwdriver order comes over, I got you. Gwen is on. Hi, hi, hi. Oh, you have the night off. Nice, nice. Chilly 40 degrees. 40 degrees, Gwen? That's bad. Oh, Kathy in SoCal had 250 trick-or-treaters. Good Lord, I had 2 one group of two. Lisa Stout is here. Hello, I'm new. Welcome, Lisa Stout. Just bought a white featherweight, ready to soak up all I need to take care of it. That is awesome. Well, you are in the right place. Melanie's on. Hello from Georgia. Nancy's on from Lake Stevens. Karen's on from Ohio. Hello, hello. You guys are funny. Okay, LV Hargrove. Hi, LV Hargrove from East Texas. Thanks for joining us. Oh, and Lori Miller's on from Abilene. Yes, it is Muddy Creek, not Sand Creek. Muddy Creek is what they should have called it. All right, guys. Oh, if I keep freezing up on you, Melanie in Georgia, just refresh and I'll come back up. And Kim Warren is over on YouTube from New York. Okay. Oh, Kathleen is on. She's got my bail money. Okay. All right, so let's talk. So Odie is going to be doing a traveling class soon, and she contacted me and she's like, "What do you got for me? How do I pack? What do I need to bring? How do I carry all the sharp things, all the fun stuff?" So I actually went out to TSA, the website from TSA, and I downloaded the items in which we as quilters and sewists would find important. So let's kind of go one by one here. Let's see. All right. These are not sized appropriately because, all the things. So the first one on the list is safety pins. I actually thought this was kind of I thought that was kind of funny because I wouldn't have thought for a second that I couldn't bring safety pins. But it's good to know that TSA will let you, with your carry-on and your regular bag, have safety pins. And there's not even a size restriction on there. Just carry-on, yes. Checked bag, yes. Okay. The next one is sewing machine oil. And the reason why I looked this up is because if you are taking your featherweight with you, there are oil holes that need to be addressed every 8 hours of sewing. And if you are going somewhere to do a big quilting retreat, you are definitely going to put the featherweight through her steps, and you are definitely going to want to carry your sewing machine. Kathleen goes, "You know it, girl. She's got my bail money." Sorry. I swear I haven't been drinking anything. And Andy bought me my little chocolate turtle from downstairs, and I haven't even indulged yet. So I'm just being silly today. I'm sorry. So anyway, oil is an important thing that you want to travel with. And what it says here is, yes, you can have it on your carry-on bags, but you are limited to 3.4 ounces. It says that the TSA officers may instruct travelers to separate it out from food, blah, 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 blah. Travelers are encouraged to organize their carry-on bags to keep them from uncluttering the ease of the screening process and keep the lines moving. So there you go. So the good news is our sewing machine oil is only 1 ounce. So this would definitely count. I did see, because when you start looking up oils on the TSA site, that there are some oils like CBD oil that are prohibited from traveling with it in any size. So 1 ounce oils from Featherweight Doctor will definitely get you on your carry-on. Okay, the next item is, let's see. Scissors. Okay, this was interesting. And we're going to talk about scissors. So it says here, scissors are allowed on carry-on and checked bags. It says if packed on carry-on, they must be less than 4 inches from pivot point. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. If sharp objects in checked bags should be sheathed and securely wrapped to prevent injury to baggage handlers. Well, yeah, that's seems kind of obvious. But here's what I found interesting about this, friends. So I pulled out my little thread snippers. Sorry. And I got my cutting board out. And look, they were only at 1.5 inches for these small ones. But here's the interesting part. I would have never thought for a second I could carry my my actual shears, but look, from the pivot point, I am less than 4 inches. So interesting, although I would never in a million years risk bringing these. First of all, they're Tula Pink, and I might cry if they get taken away from me. But supposedly, according to the TSA website, 4 inches from pivot point, you can get on the plane with them. Now, let's check something out here. Where's my other pair of scissors? Oh, I moved them. I did get a pair of scissors confiscated from me one time, and they were like the super nice fabric shears. So I would not even attempt to bring this on the carry-on. But basically that tells me that all thread snippers are okay. You guys are so sweet. Anyway, so these are okay to travel with on scissors. On your carry-on. So if you're doing any handwork or needle turn or embroidery or whatever, you should be fine. Let's see what's next on the list. Sewing needles. It says yes, yes. Hold on, show this to you. Yes, yes. In general, you may place knitting needles and needlepoint tools in your carry-on or check bags. Circular thread cutters or any other cutter or needlepoint tool that contains blades must be in check bags. So you are permitted to bring scissors with smaller than 4. Now this says for sewing needles that you are only supposed to bring scissors less than 4 inches total, not less than 4 inches from the pivot point. So that it sounds like there's some ambiguity about it. I wouldn't mess around because you are definitely not going to want your good scissors taken away. But that does mean that your rotary cutter has to go in your checked bag, not your carry-on. Let's see. It does. I think, Charlene, I think you're right. It kind of depends on which airline. Although TSA is uniform from airport to airport. Jen says, someone said she always carries a stamped return. Oh, so this is a phenomenal tip. Someone says she always carries a stamped return envelope so it can be returned if confiscated. That is a spectacular idea. Thank you for that, Jen. All right, so in terms of other things that I carry, I do, when I go to like big things, want to have my own ironing board, ironing or cutting stuff. I don't like to use the group classroom stuff. So I do always carry my 12.5 inch by 12.5 inch ruler. This is my good old standby. I can cut anything on it that I would need to cut with it on a bigger one. Hi, Joanne Lee. Thanks for joining us. Osman, hi. I'm glad to see that your terminal receptacle was delivered. I actually checked to make sure yesterday. It made it to Turkey. That means I'm officially shipping to Istanbul. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I wouldn't risk it either, Polly. So this little cutting board, now I got this on Amazon. We do not carry them. I think they are awesome. But this cutting board has your ironing and your cutting surface. And so this would easily fit in anybody's luggage. That way you could have your rotary cutter and your ruler and the little travel iron, which isn't here today. The one that folds down would be the perfect cutting and pressing setup. All right, so there is all of my tools, tips, and tricks and info I did on the TSA. Hi, Bernadette. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so featherweights. Now, if you are carrying your featherweights, there's a bit of a discussion to be had. So you have 2 different choices of types of bags to carry with you. Your hard wooden box is definitely the most protective of the 2 of the carrying options. I always take my featherweight and I plan on it being taken away from me and put in the hole of the airplane. I always think they're going to take it away. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. It really just depends on what TSA security agent I get. I never, for a longest time, I never would have got, I never had a problem leaving Seattle, but coming back to Seattle, I always seem to get it taken away from me. And now I'm leaving and coming out of Spokane Airport, and it seems like I've only traveled in and out of there once with a featherweight, and I haven't had any trouble. going both ways. So we always plan on the featherweight being taken away from us. Let me switch my camera angle here real quick. Nope. Okay. Okay. So in planning for the machine to be taken away from me, I always remove my spool pin cover. And what I do is I bubble wrap this separately, and then I put my screw that holds it in back into the machine so it's seated and I don't lose it. So it's always sitting right there waiting for me. The other thing I do from time to time, not all the time, is I take off my spool or my bobbin winder. This is just a little bit more cumbersome because there are several sets of washers in here, and you have to make sure you get the washers in the right way in order for it to actually like hold tension when you place it against the belt. So from time to time, if I'm kind of in a hurry, sometimes I don't remove the bobbin winder, but I always remove the spool pin cover. I also will bubble wrap the heck out of it. So I do use the protective covers that we sell to protect the screw from dinging up your bed extension like this. And then I always make sure my foot controller is in the foot controller bag like this, so then I don't have any chance of that scraping up. But this is not sufficient for me. I will actually bubble wrap the whole top side of the machine, especially because all of this is open and exposed, just to be extra careful. So this is when I said earlier that you have a bit of a decision to make. The hard cases are definitely by far the safest to travel with. If they do get taken away from you and put in the hole and you have it prepared properly, your machine should be fine. However, it's not the lightest scenario out there. The boxes weigh 5 pounds, and there are soft bags available that we carry that weigh 12 ounces. So 5 pounds, 12 ounces. However, and this also has a cool shoulder strap, so if you are walking through the airport, you can have your shoulder strap. However, if the machine gets taken away from you, that is definitely not the most protective case to have it in. So you have a little bit of like a decision to make. Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. Kathleen says if she arrives early to a class, she'll check out the thrift store for a small ironing board. That's a really good idea. Hi, Jeanette. I miss you. I hope you're good in Sammamish. Usually depends on how full the flight is and how many Yeah. Yes, I agree. That is definitely something that weighs out is how full the flight is. Mel says, I had good luck with UPS. I talked to them about how to pack, and my machine always arrives home in good shape. Yay. The same goes for shipping. You definitely still want to remove the bobbin winder and the spool pin for shipping. Linda Wood says, anyone ever used hot glue on the screw that hits the bed? Has anyone ever used hot glue? I haven't tried that. That's not a bad idea. The problem is when you start, so there's a couple, I've seen some people put like a rubber dot on here. The problem is when you go to put this, it doesn't allow your bed to actually get all the way closed, and it will prohibit you from putting it in some of the cases. So that's why I don't like to really build up or put those rubber stickers on the thumb screw. I like these covers more. Let's see. Do you carry the bobbin case? No, I usually leave my bobbin case in. Bernadette, that's just asking to lose it. I mean, no one's going to steal it out of the machine in the hole. They'd have to take the whole machine out. But if you misplace it, you will cry. So I have a rolling case. Oh, that's cool. A rolling case that fits under. That's awesome. Yes, Lisa uses the clear dots. It just depends on the style of case you have. Some of the styles of case don't allow the machine to seat right if the extension is not fully closed to the faceplate. Oh, and a full, yeah, a felted wool ironing pad would also be good if you didn't have this little cut wool or cut pad contraption. Very cool. All right, well, that was kind of all I had for you guys tonight. I want to thank Odie for the question. Did everybody have a good weekend? Oh, thanks, Sandy. She says your covers are the best. Love mine. I can't believe I'm going to put a Christmas tree up this week. The bridge, which is like the indoor mall that we're in, is decorating for the holidays this weekend, or this week on Wednesday night, which means that I feel like we should have our Christmas stuff up too. And I'm like, oh, I guess I need a Christmas tree. Because I'm certainly not putting a live one in here and then dealing with watering it and all the things. So yeah, I guess Home Depot, I will be going to Home Depot later on. I'll make sure to send pictures. Thank you, Kathleen. Oh, good. Yes. That's a great point, actually. If you feel like this topic of traveling with the sewing machine is interest to other sewing groups that you're in on Facebook, you can share this video with them. If you find the information helpful, feel free to like the video also. Oh, thanks. Hi, Sydney. How's it going in Issaquah? Yeah, see, she goes, I would move there too, right? It's not hideous. It's not hideous. Oh, Lisa says, I've had a sick hubby for the last 3 days. Oh, a sick husband. Not saying anything else other than that. Glad his COVID test came back negative. That's awesome. What do you mean you're going to blame me for the snow? I didn't say anything, Kathleen. Thanks, Judy. You have a good week too. Oh, they have Christmas music playing at the local coffee shop today, Karen. That's awesome. Kathy Zoka, hi, sweet pea. Oh, you moved. Moved? Like out of Issaquah, Sydney? Deanna, thank you. Oh, Polly says, I'll make a featherweight display like a Christmas tree. That would be awesome. Oh, Mary's on from Chile, Illinois. Oh, you live in Redmond, Oregon now. Good night. All right, you guys. A cheeky reason for... Yeah, Polly, I wonder what kind of power tools Andy would need to build me a Christmas tree stand that I can fill with featherweights. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. I hope everybody has a great week. Oh. Wednesday, do not miss Wednesday. Put it on your calendars, 4 o'clock Pacific, Facebook and YouTube. Karen Lee from Simply Featherweights is going to be joining me. She's recently been to the Houston Quilt Festival, and so we are going to hear all about that. Sandy Martin was nice enough to say that she'd come on next week because it's timely with Karen coming back from Houston. So we're going to talk to Sandy Martin in Pleasanton, California next week, and we are going to talk to Karen Lee this week on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Debbie in Kentucky, he already has a saw and screwdriver set. He's definitely would need some kind of huge power tool. Hi, Myra. Thanks for saying hi. All right, everybody. Have a good evening.